I'm jumpy and you can't hear me because I was on mute. I feel like such a dummy. Thank you, Donna. You're the best. So I wonder if we have internet issues, if I'm trying to, if anything else is running. I don't think so. Okay. You can hear me now though, Donna? I was on mute. I'm sorry. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a letter. So we'll go back and just rewind that a smidge. And I'm decoupaging on it with some sheet music so that I can come back later and paint on it. Because sometimes, straight wood, I just kind of don't know what to do. And, a lot of I really like to do kind of a mixed media thing. So I'm just going to start it with sheet music. Like I did it with a heart, and I just think it's so cute. And this will be a really fun surface. So I tore up some squares and I applied the decoupage medium, which sometimes is Mod Podge. Today I'm using kind of the inexpensive stuff from Michael's. And so I'm going to do the middle pieces first because I want the outer portions to be more dominant in terms of how it looks. So as I have these strips that are sort of skinny and torn, I kind of look at both sides and decide which one is cooler looking. We'll stick with the cooler one. All right. So since there's going to be some overlap here, if I've got a gap at the bottom, that's okay. I just want to make sure that I have full overlappage up at the top. Okay. So make sure you're doing this on a protected surface because it is sticky. It is really sticky. Sticky, icky, gooky. Just call me the queen of gooky. All right, I think I've got this one more or less prepped. Here's my other skinny strip. So this side or this side. It's kind of like a big old gap in the middle. We'll take this one. And I think, yeah. All right, we'll just put it right there. Kind of smoothing it on. And so after this is dry, and actually, it's funny, you guys, I actually went, hey, Regina. I went live earlier today. Regina knows this because I was chatting and feeling very sad about it and did one of these. And Facebook decided to just not let my live show, and it's nowhere, which is awesome. You know what? Because as soon as I finish this one, I have one that's dry and I can show you the sanding. Otherwise, I would have had to have just been like, well, and then you sand and good luck with that since I can't show you. So I'm very excited now I can show you. So sometimes, you know what? Those frustrating things are blessings in disguise. And so far, every time Facebook has stolen my lives and made them disappear into the ether for nobody to see, it's kind of worked out okay. So, all right. So here's another one. Oh, it's got all the clefts on it. The question is, do we want the clefts to show? Yeah. So I will place it right here on this edge, and I think we'll want to take it all the way to the bottom and then let it just kind of come up. And so again, sort of like on the other one, I'm really allowing all that extra overlap because it's going to be much easier to clean it up when it's all dry and solid. Oh, I got a narrow spot. I got to pull it just a smidge. Come on, right to the edge. It doesn't really matter. It's like one tiny bit of explosive. But yes, that's me totally. Something goes crazy. If I can turn that frown upside down, so to speak, and turn it into something, then we will do it. All right, this guy's a little fat, so I'm just going to tear a smidge off. And that's because I have all these clefts and I really like them. So I want those kind of on the, I kind of want them like on the edge. But okay, Regina, we'll see you later. Okie dokie, placing this guy here. And I've already, of course, prepped the bottom with the glue. It's funny. Today is one of those days where I'm working on like all my projects in little tiny pieces. I don't know about if you guys do that as well, but oftentimes, what you see on camera is one thing, but then sometimes like off camera and when I'm doing all these other projects, it's like you have to kind of like do a thing and then walk away and let it dry, or just give it time to set. Like I'm working on a couple of like commissions right now, like big pieces. And I really can't just sit there and like force them to dry because I need like solidly dry, whoopsie daisies. I need like solidly dry paint so that I can, you know, do stenciling or add vinyl or whatever it is. Ooh, there's a goober in there. Let's get that goober out. All right, so this guy is pretty much good to go. Just kind of touching and checking the edges. And so I have a little, let me grab, you can use a butter knife or whatever, but right here in the crease of the W, I'm just going to take a metal palette knife and just kind of shove it in, because that's going to be hard to get with the sandpaper if it's dries all solid. So I just went and used that to kind of make sure my corners were good. Okay, so set this guy aside, and I will plop my brush in the water so I don't kill it. I've actually had decent luck reusing it. So that's the thing, is this stuff like absolutely kills paintbrushes. So make sure you're using something that you don't love. And also, if you're like, so this guy right here, it's a heart. Can you see? There's a little tiny like hole in it right there. Like I had to make sure to pierce that hole with something like round, like I had like a popsicle stick, a skewer. And I just did it while it was wet because it goes in much smoother and cleaner than it does when it's dry. Okay. So you may also find you like got all these like layers of gunge building up. God, I keep moving my garbage can. Every time I go looking for it, it's like in a slightly different place. Okay, I know. Sorry, I'm killing time here. Let me get back to the good stuff. All right, so this is the dry one, and I have some sandpaper here. So we're going to go ahead and start to kind of sand along that edge. Yep, that needs a little bit more. So you want to come a little on the top to expose just the corner edge. I may have gotten a little bit of glue underneath. Okay, here we go. So now I'm pulling that first bit off. I got glue under there, but that's fine. We'll clean that up. But can you see how now like perfectly clean, at least from the top portion that is? And I didn't have to cut or anything. I just had to sand. I might have to get a nail file in this section. Yeah. Okay, well, you might need a nail file, like an emery board or something. And you would just literally go through and kind of sand along those corners. And so this also ensures that you don't get any of those weird like flaps and things that sometimes happen. There we go. A little bit of something. Because when you use scissors or whatever, you can kind of get like those raggedy edges, whereas this really is pretty clean. Now it is going to generate some dust, but look at that. Pretty happy with that. So here you go. This is what elbow grease looks like. And you can do this with any kind of like a wooden cutout. Like if you find yourself with like a cool gift box or any other thing that you want to decoupage, instead of like going crazy with measuring and cutting and getting it perfect and perfectly aligned, just plop it on like this and then apply it and sand it off. I mean, seriously, that's just so clean. And while it is work, I don't want to use the word mindless, but it doesn't require thinking and precision and accuracy. So it's meditative. And we like meditative, right? It's so much better than frustrating work. Oops, got a little aggressive with that corner. Now this one that I'm doing now, because it's dry, is actually MDF. So its characteristics are going to be a little bit different from wood. When you do this with wood, you know, it's going to hold up better. MDF is the funny stuff. I forget what MDF stands for, but it's, you know, like glorified chipboard, manufactured something, dense fiber board, and fiber, maybe. Yeah. I think I have an emery board around here somewhere. Boop. Yeah, okay. And so now I'm left with, whoops, I guess I glued the sides of that down. But now I'm pretty much just left with the little parts that I got to get to with something smaller. But that's just going to be so simple and easy. Will give me a really clean letter. And again, you can see where I've already sanded it down and it's clean. And here are the parts that I haven't sanded, and it's raggedy, but you can really easily just get that raggedy. Wait, let me see if I have an emery board here. I had one. Oh, you guys, someone send me a decluttering specialist. Oops, coffee. That's nice. It's such my studio and workspace. It's like I keep changing gears, so I can never find anything. Well, I am unsure where my emery board is, so I guess I will not be sanding the little inner parts for you today. But I will go ahead and get that done. And so then from here, we could totally just go through and paint it. You know, we've done a whole handful of cool mixed media designs anyway. So if you wanted to do some of our crazy flowers, like the little olive shaped ones, or just like you could do birds, or if you even had napkins with cool color designs, you could decoupage those on. And so you could even do a full collage on something like this. You don't actually even have to paint it if you don't want to. And so it's just kind of a fun option if you're feeling a little uncomfortable and not ready to approach this, you know, just paint it. This is a great way to kind of, I say, break the seal on that. And again, you can use that same method to do canvases in every size. This is a wooden heart from the dollar store. A whole stack of these. I think I've gone kind of nuts on this. I've been like decoupaging like all my canvases. And so, in fact, if you do a lot of mixed media work, and if you're following my page and doing some other projects, then you're probably doing a lot of mixed media work. Sometimes you can just like pour a big vat of that stuff, prep a lot of the pages, and just go to town and do a whole handful of different surfaces so that you've got them ready. Because, you know, it takes time for them to dry. So it's really cool to just get it done. And then whenever you want to do a project or something like strikes you and you're like, oh, I have time, I'm going to do this thing now, you can literally just pull up one of those canvases or prep surfaces and do it. So I hope you guys have a good one, and we will see you on the next time. We will see you next time. And if you thought this was fun, or if there's someone you know who might like it, please feel free to share it. We're also on Instagram. Invite your friends, whatever. So it's been real. See you again. Bye.